Hi everyone. Do you want to learn how to receive signs from your loved ones who have crossed over, from your guardian angels, from your spirit guides? Well, today I'm going to share with you a technique that I've been using for the past several years that I have found to help me to receive these signs that helps to shift me into a profound state of love and trust and massive relief from the fear, worry, and doubt that we experience here on planet Earth. It can be so debilitating, and this practice has really helped to enrich my life, and there's no doubt to me that there is profound, unconditional love and guidance available to all of us if we're willing. My name is Lenora Lennon. I am a lifelong spiritual and mystical practitioner and seeker. I've been a yoga instructor for 20 plus years, and I'm now offering coaching, intuitive life and spiritual coaching here on this platform. And I help people shift into a paradigm of possibility. Let's get started. Note, I am also going to share a recent experience that I've had with this technique. So the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you're practicing whatever practice that helps make you feel connected. So this can be meditation or prayer, it can be yoga, breath work, it can be time in nature, creative endeavors, art, music, dance, movement, gratitude journal, or whatever it is that helps you feel more connected with your higher self. Of course, it's essential that you believe in your higher self, and we all have that innate knowing. I mean, if you're watching this, I'm thinking that you're going to be open to this and already know this. And you've probably already had these experiences, but maybe you're not quite fully embracing them. So that's the first thing. Make sure you are practicing whatever it is that helps you feel more connected to your higher self. It doesn't have to be every day, but consistently. Every day is great, but let's face it, not all of us have that. But consistently, a few times a week, making sure that you are doing your practices. The second thing that you need to do is each day, when you think of it, all you need to do is close your eyes. Make sure you're in a space where you won't be distracted, and it only takes a moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. We can do it right now together. Focus either on the point between your eyebrows or your heart space, and you can just say the words, I am whole, I am worthy, and I am ready to receive. I am whole, I am worthy, and I am ready to receive. And that's all. And then what you do after that is you just, maybe that's the time that you go into your practices, but otherwise, like, you can just keep going on with your day. And the trick here is you want to let go of the expectation of receiving your sign as best you can. So you don't necessarily want to go around seeking, looking to see if you can find your sign. It's best just to let it go and trust that it's going to come in whatever form it's going to. So you can have a specific sign that you want. A lot of folks use butterflies. I've had experience with that. Personally, I mostly do this practice with no expectation of what the sign's going to be, but that I'm going to know it when I see it. But you could do either. And then the next step is to, when you receive the sign, you'll know it. You'll know it. It's like a boom. It's like a moment of what? Sometimes it's a little subtler than others, but it's always that, it's like a flash. And it could be like a small flash or it could be a big flash, but you'll know it. You'll just know it. And then the next step is that you don't doubt it. When you receive it, embrace it. Thank your higher self. Thank your loved ones on the other side. Thank your spirit guides, your guardian angels. You'll know who it's from instinctively. If you have a loved one that's recently crossed, likely they will be trying to get through to you. So be open to receive it and don't doubt it. When you receive it, acknowledge it, thank them, be grateful, take time to stay in that energy, even just for a few moments, or let it be an inspiration for a creative outlet later. And then the fifth thing is that only you need to be convinced of its authenticity. You don't need to go around and tell everybody else about it, because it's not a sign necessarily for them. Maybe you'll know it is for others too, but nobody needs to validate it for you. Only you need to know that it was true and real, and that it is true and real. And so what I wanted to share with you today is this experience that I've had recently using this technique. So a friend of mine, Dawn, crossed over recently a few weeks ago. He was a longtime friend of mine. We weren't super close, but our connection was super authentic and loving, and have been so grateful for his presence in my life. So because I've had this experience, when my grandmother crossed over, the signs were just ridiculously over and over again. And so this is kind of the next closest person that I've had cross over since my grandmother, which was several years ago now. And so I know I wasn't as close with Dawn, but of course I wanted to do this practice. So I think the day I found out, I did this practice where I close my eyes. Of course, I'm always doing my whatever it is to help keep me connected, the step one. And then you close your eyes. I did the asking, and I'm open and I am ready to receive. So quite a few days passed. I hadn't received anything. I even forgot that I asked. You forget about it. And then so I did have a subtler sign come up. Dawn and I knew each other through the service industry. We've both been servers in restaurants, and we used to work together. And I went into a restaurant, and he was in his he was more of a career server as well, and worked in management. But there was so we we're both mature folks who have been servers, and there was a fellow in there with gray hair, probably in his late 40s or early 50s, and he was a server. So that was like my more subtle sign, but I received it wholeheartedly. It was more of like a small blip, because I don't normally see more mature servers. It's rare to see that. So I just right away knew, and I thanked Dawn for coming through. But like I said, that was like a subtler one, but I still embraced it and received it. There is a bigger one coming. So just went on about life, and then his celebration of life was yesterday. So I woke up in the morning and I got onto social media before I got out of bed. Not the best practice, but I am human. I don't always do that, but it's something I have been dabbling in. I won't stay on long. But anyway, without qualifying that too much, there was someone had posted a video of they spotted a great horned owl, I think it's called. Great horned? A majestic owl. Oh, there's my pup jumping down. In a tree they got a really beautiful video of this owl. And I was, really that's where I ended my, sometimes I'll be like, okay, this is where it ends. We're stopping here. This is a good place to end, receiving this beautiful owl video of a local friend. And I kind of was a little bit, there was a little part of me that was like, I've lived in an urban forest for 2.5 years now. I walk in it almost every single day, and I have never seen an owl. I've never seen a great horned owl. I've never seen any kind of owl. And then I was like, I've never even seen an owl ever, never mind since living amongst this forest. And I even have some skylights that I can see from my bed. And I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if I looked up and saw, and there's like a tree right outside. Wouldn't it be cool if I looked up and saw an owl right now? And I did. I looked and there wasn't one, of course. So I hopped out of bed and, first thing I do is let my dog out. So I went outside. You know where this is going. And I had him out there for a couple of minutes. And sometimes I do scan the trees because he's a small dog and they are a bit of a threat for my birds of prey are a bit of a threat for my dog. So I kind of just looked up and holy shit! Holy shit! There was a great horned owl right above us. And so this was like the boom. In the moment, I didn't right away connect it with Dawn, but it was still an amazing experience. And so I collected my dog and I went inside and of course looked back at the tree, and there was not one, but two great horned owls in my tree in my yard. And of course, I was getting ready to go to Dawn's celebration of life, and it clicked in that this was a sign from Dawn, like the connection with the having wished to see that and having never saw that, and there they are. So I shared this with a friend, and Dawn was such a giving heart, and she had the insight that, of course, this was what not only a sign that Dawn is alive and well and thriving on the other plane, another plane, but that this was a gift that he shared for me because he was so giving. And she said, well, that's such a Dawn thing to do, to want to like give that to you, Lenora. And I didn't even think of it that way. I shared it with another mystic friend of mine today, and she had another insight around it that, when we cross over, we have this higher perspective. We have this different perspective, and that's what I believe where he is now. He was a very sensitive soul, just like me, and struggled a lot, and just like you, I imagine, with the atrocities that happen on our planet. He struggled so much with that, and from what I know of crossing over from all of the near-death experience research that I've done over the years, is that we do have this, we're still ourselves, but we have this much higher consciousness perspective. And we are in a state of bliss and oneness and calmness. And apparently it's not even really a state that we can get to in our physical experience. I mean, I think perhaps some folks do. Maybe that's what the enlightenment is. I'm not certain, and then I thought of the owls. They were sleeping, and they were just so peaceful. Like I took note of just like, oh, they're just like sitting there. They sat there for hours, for all morning, from 8 till when I left at about 11. They were still there, and it just gave me the sense that Dawn is now free. He's free from this struggle of the human experience, and he has this higher perspective now. He has the wider view of things, the not having, you know, that's part of our spiritual practice, is we have to trust that there is a bigger picture. He's got the bigger picture now. We have to trust that there's this bigger picture. We don't have to understand why things are the way they are. We just have to trust the step that's in front of us and move forward in our trust and knowing. And it's these experiences that we have, that we can help ourselves to have, that will help us to more stand in this knowing, trusting part of our higher selves as we move through the challenges of this life. So if you liked this video, it's so helpful for you to like and subscribe to the channel. It will help my message to get out to more people. So that's the little tiny thing you can do. Also, feel free to have a look at this video here or this video here. And namaste.